Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius June 20th, 2022. The moon spends the day in your solar 7th house, and it's a good time for leaning on someone or putting more energy and heart into your relationships. You're in fine shape for making connections and for rewarding interactions. People in high places may be looking on you favorably, or fulfilling your duties may be more pleasurable. You're feeling positive and forward-focused. Fortunately, there is a spirit of progress and willingness to move past problems around you. At times, you can feel a little overstimulated today, and perhaps a little rebellious, but also very open to new ideas and possibilities. There is a wonderful opportunity today to get to know someone more deeply. Perhaps they have appeared to be something of a dark horse in the past, and you may not have been able to fathom their motives or know if they have really felt anything for you. It could be time to make a positive move and discover the truth. How do you feel about your unusual professional commitments and obligations? As the moon enters your opposite sign today, Aquarius, you may feel more disconnected from certain working arrangements and relationships. The lunation can help you take a step back to consider the atypical aspects of your commitments and if it is worth continuing. You may feel like it is time to radically change your arrangements and relationships, especially if you want them to be more individualistic so that it is true to your professional path. People and situations are egging you on today. It may seem as if there is contention around every corner. Remember that the path you are on is the one that you chose. The barriers that block it are ones that you may or may not have anticipated, but the truth is, they are inherent and unavoidable. The key to success is to strike the right balance between inner and outer directed activities. Don't spread all your frustration out on others, but don't hold all of it inside either. A naturally harmonious atmosphere exists between you and your private sphere. You are increasingly at the center of things and are an important person of reference, which could place extra burdens on you. You have an abundance of energy for yourself, your family and friends, and are strong, calm, and harmonious, strengthening family bonds. You can be sure that your loved ones will return your support when you need it. You can learn a lot from your friends today, but you really need to listen. It might be time for one of them to go through a big change, but they need you to give them the okay for some reason. You encourage others to be as enthusiastic about life as you are. Your fresh approach, combined with a laid-back attitude, is bewitching for potential dates. Be careful when faced with choices to ask yourself how serious this person's interest is in you. A short flirtation or the start of a more serious relationship. Keep things light and energetic today. This is something that you excel at, so you should have no problem in navigating through this day. You will find that your fires are burning extra hot, so put this energy to good use. You have a great deal of power at your disposal, and the communication skills to spread it far and wide. There is dynamism about you that you should feel free to share with others. You have the opportunity to get much closer to others today. This is a day, and building strong and beneficial relationships can often be the focus of this vibration. For you, spending virtual or face-to-face social time is apt to be one of your most favorite activities. However, getting close to someone can be another story. This vibration can help you to overcome your resistance to forming intimate connections. Try to make stronger commitments in your life, with the encouragement of this energy. 2 weeks after Saturn's retrograde turn in your relationship sector, the moon's alignment before leaving today is a chance to become fully engaged in where this is drawing your attention. The moon will also spend its final hours at a friendly aspect to the sun in his last weekend in your friendship sector. With Mercury, the planet of communication, also in his first weekend back in your friendship sector, the moon caps off an empowering few days for friendship and relationship building that are just a taste of things to come. At the same time that the moon wraps up its monthly visit to your relationship sector, it also wraps up an extraordinary few days. This first visit since Saturn turned retrograde here 2 weeks ago was always going to be a valuable chance to check in, but it came with built-in support from the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication. Our eyes in the sky. The airy Aquarius moon is your offbeat emotional guide for the day, urging you to forget about what other people think about you and just be your true, authentic self. This is easier said than done, but you really should have an easier go of it with this authentic, unique, and yes, tad bit rebellious lunar energy backing you up. Some great things to do now are making new friendships with interesting people you wouldn't normally include in your friend group and breaking free from stale, old life routines that no longer meet your needs. Later in the day, a Moon-Mars sextile helps you attract playmates, possibly, but not necessarily, in the sexual sense, who match your strong independent spirit and desire to experiment and think outside the box. You can form a strong partnership with this person, but having fun in the moment doesn't mean it will last forever. The desire for intimacy is strong, but satisfaction isn't always guaranteed. Don't worry about relationships ending or falling apart. As long as you make the effort to get along with others, you can easily remedy any tense situations. Mercury is still in its retrograde shadow, which means that you'll have time to make amends and clear up any misunderstandings. Knowing this removes the pressure that you could be feeling. If you're aware of how to act, then you can certainly temper yourself to act in a more appropriate manner in your relationships. Before noon, the Aquarius moon trines the Gemini sun. Under this easygoing aspect, we attract the proper alliances, moving through the day feeling calm and confident. Stressors roll off our backs, and conflict fails to provoke us. We also remain relaxed and open-minded in our engagements. With both luminaries currently in social air signs, we are particularly oriented to sharing what is on our minds. However, we are not especially self-centered, which makes us receptive to different points of view. Following this aspect's perfection, the moon begins its void of course, lasting until the late afternoon. At this time, we should avoid starting new projects, thinking of ourselves in the information-gathering stage instead. Mid-afternoon, Venus in Taurus squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, provoking relational tension. This transit can create difficulties in our intimate affairs, but it can also be a productive influence if used correctly. Primarily, this square enlightens us about the fact that something is not working as smoothly as it could be within our unions. Latent factors are prompting feelings of distance, detachment, or irritation within our partnerships. This is normal. When people with individual baggage seek to align their needs, some adjustment is required. Especially once we get past the honeymoon phase, we can neglect to put in the work to meet someone where they are. Instead, we wind up meeting them where they were, even though we are in the present. Try to have patience with loved ones now. Putting in some extra effort could be all that is required to get back on track.